Hello Year 9, I'm going to talk to you today about what's involved in GCSE Geography. So coming up on this slide now, there are some faces, some of which I think you'll be familiar with. Now it may not surprise you that in answer to the question at the top of the slide, that these people have had geography play an important part in their lives. For example, Prince William, who you can see there, and Michael Jordan, who many argue is the greatest basketball player of all times, and at the bottom there, a rower, James Cracknell. All of these three studied geography at university. Mother Teresa, who's there on the top left, taught geography. And at the bottom, I'm not sure if you will know, this is a person called Anita Ruddick, who is the founder of the Body Shop, and geography played an important part in her setting up her company. She was very much involved in the environment and wanted to make sure that all her products had the least impact on the environment. And that's where geography played an important part in her life. Michael Palin, at the top right there, you may be familiar with. Travelled the world, he's a writer, he's an actor, and he's brought geography alive on TV for many, many years now, travelling to some of the most incredible places around the world. And of course, at the bottom right there, two very familiar faces who have been so instrumental in raising awareness of climate change. Okay, David Attenborough and Greta Thunberg. I'm sure you are very familiar with these two people. So let's take a look at what's involved in studying GCSE Geography. What kind of skills, what kind of qualities can it offer you? Okay, so there's no two ways about it that geography is very relevant. It's about what's happening now. Okay, it looks at what was happening in the past and in the future. It touches on every part of everyday life for everybody. It brings some skills that employers want. In recent surveys, the type of things that employers ask of the people that they want to work for them include things like the ability to problem solve. This is in one of the top 3 of what employers are looking for. This is very much at the heart of what geography is about. In actual fact, the paper 2 exam is actually called Problem Solving Geography. So this is a really, really important part of the course. Things like critical thinking as well is another thing that employers look for. Making you question things such as, is climate change really happening? Should we ignore evidence and allow CO2 emissions in favour of a country's development? This is about critical thinking, another thing that is important to employers, as well as things such as creativity, about clean energy, about building design and architecture. Studying geography definitely helps you learn about the world around you. These skills are all important, whether it's to do with going off to apprenticeships, going off to university, to a college course, or straight into employment. Okay, it is around you every single day, and it has the potential to lead to some really good job prospects for you. Valuable skills that are developed through studying geography, and these will be of great benefit to you beyond Litherland High School. The ability to communicate effectively in a range of situations, to analyse information and data, and be able to work both independently and part of a team are crucial in almost any future career that you may consider. Studying geography helps to build and develop these essential skills. They are what geography is about. Remember, the greater the range of skills that you can develop during and after formal schooling opens up many opportunities for you in whichever career path you follow. GCSE Geography is very versatile, and it links really well with a range of other subjects that you might want to study. It is the only subject that crosses over between subjects like science and maths, and also English, humanities and modern foreign languages. It's because of this it provides such a sound, solid base for almost any combination of other subjects. It opens up a wide range of different career paths for you, whether it be science-based or arts-based, as you can see on this slide and the next one. For example, if you wanted to study geography alongside science, it could lead to careers in medicine, conservation, also subjects like history. It could lead to law, archaeology, travel and tourism, a host of many other things such as manufacturing, teaching, childcare, urban planning. The list is endless really. So this brings us to, what do we study in GCSE geography? What are some of the topics that we'll be involved in? So, as you can see there, geography course covers 3 main themes plus fieldwork. Theme 1 is very much focused on human geography, looking at urban and rural areas, urbanisation across the world, and inequality across the world. We'll be asking ourselves questions such as, are our cities in crisis? Where should we build new homes? What if there was no countryside? We will look in detail at 2 of the most important cities in the world, London and Mumbai. We will examine why this world of ours has such inequality. Why are some countries so rich and yet others are so poor? We will look at the impact of technology on the future of business and trade and ask questions such as, is aid effective? This is where we'll have some critical thinking involved in our course, something, as I said previously, that employers look for, asking questions, really thinking deeply about issues that are happening in our world today and trying to find solutions to some of these difficulties. Theme 2 is very much based on physical geography. We will be looking at rivers and coasts in particular, how the landforms that you see around you perhaps every day and when you go and visit places, how are they formed? We will tackle some of the important issues such as whether or not flood defences should be built. We will examine weather and climate around the world, and we'll focus particularly on weather hazards such as hurricane and drought. The third part of this section is to do with climate change. We will be looking at in depth into climate change, something that is so significant in our world today. So, theme 3 is all about environmental challenges. We'll be looking at ecosystems which range from the small-scale ecosystem, like your local park or local green space, and can you imagine what it would be like if it didn't exist? All the way through to huge ecosystems such as semi-arid grasslands and tropical rainforests. We will aim to discover how and why these important ecosystems are used by people. What are the issues surrounding their use, and how can we manage these in a sustainable way? Likewise, for the topic on water resources and desertification, we will be asking ourselves things such as, where does our water come from? We all know that water is the most vital resource for life, yet many millions of people all around the world are forced to drink dirty, contaminated water. Surely we'd all agree that safe, clean drinking water is a basic human right. Yet this is not always so in many places around the world. These are just some of the issues that we will explore. This brings us to fieldwork. This is a compulsory part of the course, and it's all about research, but with a difference. It does involve you researching in the way that you usually do, maybe through books or through the computer. That's known as secondary data, but this also involves researching primary data. You will be required to visit at least 2 different locations. We will do prep work in the classroom where you'll formulate your inquiry questions, you'll devise your own data recording sheets, and then we will actually go out to collect evidence. We bring this evidence back into the classroom, where you will be making sense of the data. You will be presenting it in the form of graphs, charts, tables, written text, in order to produce a report. And that will be our geography fieldwork. The topics are determined by the board and they change each year. Finally, this brings us to asking, how is geography GCSE assessed? As you can see here, there are 3 examination papers. It's a linear course, which means all the exam papers are taken at the end of the 2 years. There are 3 different papers. Component 1 investigates geographical issues. It is a written examination. In here you'll be tested on skills, knowledge, application of skills, the understanding of processes, one from each of the 3 themes that I've already spoken about. It lasts for an hour and 3/4 and it accounts for 40% of the overall qualification grade. You can see there that it's worth 96 marks and there's an additional 4 marks for spelling, punctuation, grammar and the use of key terms. Component 2 is problem solving geography. Again, a written examination. It's 1 hour and 30 minutes and this accounts for 30% of the qualification. It has 72 marks and again marks for the spelling, punctuation, grammar and use of specialist key terms. This is where you'll be faced with a geographical issue and it will be in 3 parts and it builds up to you writing a report based on a particular issue that the examination board has set, and it will be based on one of the 3 themes and includes elements of each one of them. Finally, component 3, which is the 3rd paper, is all about fieldwork. An hour and 30 minutes again, and this also accounts for 30% of the qualification, and the same as component 2, 72 marks plus additional 4 marks for spelling, punctuation, grammar and the use of key terms. This is where you'll be asked questions about fieldwork in your own location that you have studied and in an unfamiliar context. So you'll be presented with lots of information about fieldwork and you'll be required to use the information in front of you in the exam paper plus your own knowledge from carrying out your own fieldwork investigation. And there's a final section where it looks at the UK wider dimension, which is the last part of that exam. And that really sums everything up. I hope this presentation has given you a good idea of what you'll be studying at GCSE Geography. Obviously the content, but not just what's involved in terms of the material that we cover, but also the knowledge and skills that you will develop throughout the course, how it links in with other subjects and the types of career the studying geography could lead to. If you have any questions or want any additional information and clarification, please do come and see me. I'll be more than happy to help. In the meantime, good luck with making your choices. Make sure you get all the information and guidance you need for all of the different subjects on offer to you. Talk it through with your family, friends, staff here at school, and as this final slide says, it's up to you now. So good luck here now.